on Boond Soch की TTalk train of thought with a series of episodes with an experts from the industry. The initiative taken by TTalk at Boond Soch is that they bring the experts from the industry to draw meaningful learning for an TTalk audience. There are the various aspects what we cover in terms of leadership, entrepreneurship, young achiever. From different walks of life personalities, they come and share their experience to draw meaningful learning. Today, on this TTalk platform, we are having with us Brigadier Dr Mrinal Nag from Indian Army. Sir, welcome to this TTalk Boond Soch show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for spending a valuable time.
Thank you, sir.
Good. In fact, a brief introduction of Brigadier Dr Mrinal Nag. He has been commissioned in 1969 and posted in Nathula sector in eastern India, that's China border, a trained tough commando. And he went to the war with Pakistan in 1971 and was also placed in the East Pakistan border and Jammu and Kashmir later. For 27 years he had served with an Indian Army, a tough commando trained war veteran, and also took as far as he specialized into logistic management, petroleum technology, contract law. And for 6 years he has been in the senior position with various multinational companies. And he was the director of AMDC, head of an EMBA for 5 years, mix of both the corporate and the academy and the armed forces life. And presently he is a chief advisor with the Poda World College, which is affiliated to University of London and Wolverhampton, UK. And for the qualification which is concerned, I'm sure our target audience will be thrilled to know about his qualification. He did his MA in economics, MBA in materials management, LLB in contract law, diploma in petroleum technology, PhD in operation management, and is also an author of a book, Reaching the Mirage called Happiness. And he visited various universities like Oxford, Yale, Harvard, Columbia, New York, etc. And he has been awarded the Global Tiger Award for Leadership in Education by World National Congress. Sir, excellent profile.
Thank you.
And I'm sure if anyone from the armed forces, if they come, सीना चौड़ा हो जाता है. Like,
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We have been serving country for so many years and in a disciplined way. Welcome to this TTalk show again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So now, in fact, for the benefit of an audience, your journey from the education to the start of a career, can you share with our target audience?
Sir, actually, my maternal uncle was a doctor in Indian Army a long time back during Second World War, and I used to see his photo in our house, and I was influenced to put on this uniform. So that attracted me to Indian Army, and I was in Indian Military Academy and passed out in 1969 and posted in Nathula border. But unfortunately in 1967 there was a bit of skirmish between Chinese army and Indian army in Nathula border area. So in 1970 January when I was posted there, the border was hot, and immediately I volunteered for Commando because I thought if you are serving in army you must be a Commando. As I came back and I was posted in the forwardmost picket, which was almost on the China border, and what an experience it was. You could see Chinese right in front of us, and it was a huge responsibility being the post commander of the forwardmost picket in eastern border. And I learned a lot, and that gave me a lot of army lessons as to how to remain alert, how to defend your post, how to make your post a post which, if at all it is attacked, it can retaliate, repulse in the attack of the enemy and make your people survive and destroy the enemy. All those were learned in the young age. And as I came out from Nathula, we did various courses like YOs, and I'm from logistics arm, so I had to do those courses. And in 71, the war started with Pakistan. I was in Bangladesh border. I can't tell the name of the place, but I was in the Bangladesh border, and from there I was posted to western border in a chicken's neck area, which is known as Chamjoria, the fiercest battle was fought in 71 there. 71, by the way, is a war which had all tri-service involved in it, Army, Navy, Air Force. It was for 14 days war, 14 to 15 days. Bangladesh was liberated by us, but in Western Front also we had a very, very tough fight, and this was one of the places where I was posted. And again, what a learning. This learning served me, helped me throughout our army career. Those 14 days, 15 days to war with Pakistan, India, the border. After we came back from the war, I was in the logistics, we did various courses, and I was posted in various places. And as a colonel, again, I was in eastern sector in Arunachal, Assam, Meghalaya area, where army was called to tackle Ulfa problem, and it was Operation Bajrang followed by Operation Rhino, and I was commanding the battalion during that time. Again, an absolutely army type of atmosphere, warlike atmosphere. We had active border on the China. From there, the complete area of responsibility stretched to the plains of Arunachal and Assam and Meghalaya. And again, a lot of learning, because you had an enemy on one side, you had your own people believed to be enemy in our, if we were chasing, not knowing who's the enemy, you were mixing with the crowd, but all of a sudden, some terrorists, because they resorted to terrorism that time, so some terrorist activities used to happen against civilians, against army personnel, disturbing the peace of Assam and Arunachal area. So it was again a great learning for me.
It's a great journey where you have started as far as the military which is concerned. I'm sure as a commando, disciplines way, there's a lot of learning in that. But what made you shift from after your duration in armed forces, you came to education? Any specific reason of getting into an education?
Sir, I loved education because my daddy was a High Court lawyer in Calcutta. He was university topper of Calcutta University. And it used to prick me always that I am not enough educated. I must be more educated because I was feeling bad that my dad was so highly educated. So I started having my education. In fact, I did my master's in economics from the bunker, where we didn't have lights, we didn't have proper toilets, and and economics was a very tough subject. Because before that I was a science student, and MSc you cannot do without practicals. So I had to choose an arts subject, and in that I chose economics because it has to be a difficult subject. You cannot do just any subject. So from there I started. As I finished my MA economics, I did my MBA, and then I was teaching in various universities as a visiting faculty without any remuneration, without any pay, salary and all that. I used to take permission because to write books, to teach in college, you have to take your departmental permission and you are allowed. But you are not supposed to take any salary, no payment.
Right.
So as I came out of army, I was teaching in NMIMS, one of the best institutes in India, in fact, as a visiting faculty, because I had the experience of teaching elsewhere. And after that, industry came to know that there's an army brigadier who's qualified. So I was pulled into the industry. There was a cement factory in Madhya Pradesh. That factory was having a lot of trouble because of the labor problem. And the locals, quite a few, had some involvement or some relation with some elements who were somewhere related to people who shifted to Chambal for their safety and all that. So there were a lot of labor problems, and people went there to control that company, but stayed for a very short while and left. So when I was approached, naturally my wife didn't want, and I was teaching in NOMS, I had a brigadier's pension, so our normal basic needs were met. But I thought it's a challenge, and let me see and go and see the factory as to why is the latest automatic cement factory having so much of problem. So as I went there, I did very well. I could manage the people very well. In fact, I became their very, very great friends, and all problems were sorted out. The plants were never shut thereafter. I just took some basic steps to look after people. This is very important for youngsters who is listening to me, that any organization runs on 4 things: money, men, material, and now technology. These 4. Out of this, money, we know how much we invest. The return on investment we can calculate. Material, we know what material is required to produce for the product. We know exactly. We also know the technology which is required to produce that product.
Right.
But men, I'm sorry, we do not know. The same laborer, same person in the morning will tell you Sat Sri Akal Sahab, Namaste sir, good morning sir. In the evening, he can say Murdabad, because he is not happy on certain things.
Great. I think it's an excellent insight what we are getting from Dr. Mrinal Nag. In fact, excellent journey. For 27 years, he has been part of an Indian Army and also various corporates, and also an author of a book. It's a very great, interesting insight what we're getting from him. Do catch up with Dr. Mrinal Nag on next episode of TTalk Ek Boond Soch Ki. Till then, go to www.ttalk.net, subscribe and like the channel as much as you can. So thanks a lot for being part on this show. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.